we didn't have anybody lined up to take our spot yet because nobody knew what was going to happen with this new network, Fox.
The show explored so many taboos that weren't being talked about. And I'm sure there were so young girls, especially watching it and seeing you guys go through domestic abuse, emotional abuse, eating disorders, cat fight. Like, it was just like, you just felt like there was like all these different things that you were seeing. Did you guys get pushback from outside forces for being so sort of taboo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the show really helped to take sort of stigma off of talking about topics that were off limits for young people to talk about, which they shouldn't have been because they were topics that the young people were dealing with. So we never shied away from any kind of criticism or discouragement about talking about heavy-hitting topics because that's what the teens were dealing with. That's what all teens deal with still to this day. And if they don't have a way to talk about it or see it reflected in front of them or modeled in front of them in some way, then they're going to feel really alone and lost. So this show was, that opportunity to create a connection with that community of young people and sort of give them that platform, that voice, that thing that they could relate to.
It's interesting to think about platforms because we talk about so many things now, right? And I think this is not that long ago where some of these things were considered very taboo. And now they're just like everyday conversations.
Now it's this guy, everything. You can talk about whatever you want now. But then nobody was talking about teen pregnancy. Nobody was talking about date rape. Nobody was talking about drug addiction or all the things that the show talked about. My character in particular really was put through the ringer. She was the drama one, and she was, shot, what else? Stalked by a lesbian lover.
Oh, wow.
Got in a cult. There's so many. I can't remember anymore right now, but addicted to diet pills, addicted to drugs.
You also had this like passionate love affair with Luke Perry. I feel like that's what I remember. I remember a season where it was like you and Luke Perry the whole season.
Yeah, that was the second season where they decided to try the love triangle,
the old love triangle.
Yeah. So I was in the love triangle. It was Brenda and Kelly and Dylan. And Brenda and Dylan had broken up. I just want everybody to remember that. They had broken up, and then Kelly and Dylan got together. But that was
on the show.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go in and out of what's real and what's on the show.
These are the characters. Right. And so Kelly got a lot of pushback, I would say, for being the one that broke up Brenda and Dylan all these years. Go to any convention, go to any fan forum out there right now, and there are heated debates about who likes Brenda and who likes Kelly.
Is it weird being an actress when people like believe so deeply and they think you are the character?
Yeah,
right? And then they can't let it go and realize like, hey, this was just a part. And then they see you in real life. Is that strange sometimes?
It is very strange because the fans of Beverly Hills 90210, the original show, are so devoted and committed and loyal, and that's why they're amazing. But they are also at the same time, it sometimes does feel like stuck in time, like that's not real. Those were characters, and I was just reading the lines and doing what they told me to do, but it did translate into who liked me and who didn't like me in the real world. So and it still is that way, and that's the craziest part about it.
John Stamos, in his book, he writes about how he, for so long, tried so hard to step out of the Uncle Jesse role. And he said that he just did this Broadway play with the guy from Star Wars.
He did it with James Earl Jones, and after someone said like a Darth Vader line to him, and it's like, oh, okay, this is just.
He's like, they all did this beautiful play, and it was like so much applause, and everyone loved both of them on stage. And John Stamos thought, I'm going to walk out of here, and they're finally going to recognize me for this other role. And he said he walked out to this crowd of people waiting for them, and someone screamed, Dark Vader.
Darth.
Or Darth. Sorry, guys, I'm
Dark.
I'm 90210. Let's not Star Wars. That you can handle.
It's fine.
It's a big thing in our marriage.
But I pronounce things wrong. But Uncle Jesse.
They screamed Uncle Jesse too.
John Stamos realized at that moment that like also this huge accomplished actor was also being called his role, and it was like this like really like a revelation for him.
I mean, it's you have to accept it and embrace it, and that's what I've chosen to do instead of fight it. Because I'm so appreciative of that person that remembers me and wants to call me Kelly Taylor, that I meant something to that person at some point in their life and had an impact on them. And I'm never going to be, upset when somebody makes reference to that. And like you said, loyal fans or followers of your work will follow you at wherever you go and watch whatever you do or hear whatever you have to say, but they're always going to remember that first time they fell in love with you or that character that you played that had such a significant role in their life.
I also think it shows that you guys are remembered for these roles that you were so good at playing the character. It shows you were such a good actress or an actor. Like that's what I told John Stamos. I was like, I mean, that's cool that people associate you. They really believed you were Uncle Jeff.